That was the easy question. Let's hit it with something a little bit more pointed. The question is, do any of you feel that there has been an abuse of the in-camera meetings?
The current mayor ran on a campaign in 2008 to provide the most transparent, open government in local municipal law and government, implying that my council and the council that Jill Holden, etc., were trying to hide something. Nothing can be further from the truth. The current council has used in-camera, abused the rules. Freedom of information should not be a chore for the citizens to undertake. It should be readily available. You're paying for all the information, you're paying for all the reports, it should be readily available. I commit to opening up in-camera meetings that have been hidden, and I will make sure that the only real factor is if it's in the best interest of protecting the general community. For example, if we're purchasing parkland or trying to get property, we don't want land speculators to ace you out of your negotiations and similar things like that. Labor negotiations still have to remain in camera until after the agreement.
Next.
I will probably give the city manager nightmares because I will follow him around because I've been in real estate for a long, long time and I know how to read legal documents. And eventually I will know everything that needs to be known because you know what? People come and tell me because I'm recognizable. Hey, you need to hear about that. And you know what? When I know it, you're going to know it.
I see a hand.
Yes, I agree. There has been a lot of in-camera, and again, we did talk about transparency. So a lot of things did happen without us knowing about, like a $16 million new city hall building, for an example. I was hearing about it, and all of a sudden going to sell the other one for $1. So that stuff we didn't really hear and it come out. For or against, it doesn't really matter at this moment. The Lindley Valley happened so fast. We just watched Stephen the Arts the other day. They only brought up for the Port Authority report. That was actually in camera, and it happened so fast that it was approved when that is what they asked for that night. So we're making decisions way too quick without thinking about these, and take the back again the other way is, why do they get the minutes of the meeting or agendas on a Thursday, Friday, pick it up on Saturday, and make a decision for $10 million on a Monday? Why don't they get them 2 weeks earlier where they can actually talk about it? Thank you.
To speak directly to the question, I'm not sure how many meetings were in camera that shouldn't have been, if any. What I do remember and have maintained all the way through my political life is I am committed to open government. That's the way I started in the 80s and on school board before that. I want as much of our public business open as possible. Now once I got on, I realized and learned that labor, law, and land, to summarize them generally, are the issues that must by law be dealt with in camera to protect both private and public interests. But apart from that, okay, we should have as open a government as possible, and the kinds of decisions that Roger was just talking about, we should know about more in detail and more in advance than we did.
Phil McKay, one of the words I promised I wasn't going to use during this campaign was transparent. Sorry, it's in the hospital right now. My current council has kicked that word so badly, damaged it so badly, that it's in for repairs right now. Yes, I would like to see more open government, and no, I would not like to see as many in-camera meetings as we have. The community charter says there are certain items that you may take into in-camera meetings. You don't have to. So let's start thinking about that. In-camera, no. Done. Finished.
Well, I'm going to go the opposite way on that one. I definitely want all meetings. Everything that the council and the mayors are going to talk about, you people should know. I mean, it's your money. You put us in this position to make decisions for you. You should know who's saying what and to whom. We need to have this out in the open. Yeah, you're not going to have a in-camera meeting where we'll all sit around there to talk about hockey and last night's hockey game. But when we're talking city business, it should be on record, so you people know what the hell is going on. Thank you.
All right, yes, I'm absolutely for running meetings with cameras, video recorders, anything you want to bring, your cell phones, let it be open, right? I mean, if we go and we upload, we put it on YouTube, people in China are not going to use it. It'll only be for us. I'm sure that anybody who wants to see it will see it, but at least everybody can see what decisions that we're making in city council.
Ah, thank you. Ah, gee, I thought that'd be a tough one. They're being so agreeable tonight. Maybe if they'd been on council instead of the last one, there would have been a little bit more agreement. Who am I? Okay, here's another area. Governance. Oh, one of those big, long words with lots of syllables. But what does it really mean? We talk about accountability, we talk about transparency. Those words and $5 will buy me my morning coffee, including tip. Governance. Specifically, I would like the candidates to comment on how they have felt the present council has interacted with a variety of areas. And I'm going to let them choose which area they want to address. If we have enough time, we'll do a second round. The areas are interaction with the public, that'd be you. Interaction with senior staff. Ooh, there's a little good one. Let's see who's brave enough to talk about that one. And internal interaction between councillors. Something which required a panel or some kind of inquiry to keep them from beating each other up behind the scenes. Who would like to start?
Oh.
I'm not sure which one of those to pick, but the good governance is a hallmark of what I'm trying to offer, what I think I have a proven record in doing. It's difficult, and I don't like commenting negatively on what has happened with the current council. However, I would say that what we need is some kind of more effective leadership, someone who can run meetings well, someone who can say when the council members are getting out of line in the comments that they're making to each other. But I would say one thing about good governance. Good governance relies upon having a strong working relationship with the senior staff. The policies are going to be set by the council. The work is going to be done and implemented by the staff. There has to be a good connection there. And if the council feels that the senior staff is not giving them proper advice, then they have to call them on that. But they are not to do that in public so much as a result of a review process that we instituted several years ago for the senior staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you pointing out all my good qualifications as mayor. Mark Twain once said, common sense isn't all that common. And I think we can apply that same principle to good governance. I had a fellow come up to me the other day and said, I didn't like it when you were mayor, but you're looking pretty good in comparison. I'll take faint praise if it's real as well. I have a degree in law. I practiced law in this community for over 20 years. I know Robert's Rules of Order. You've seen how I run a meeting. I take it as an issue of a chairman having to have respect for all the parties involved, not just the ones on the council chair, but the people in the audience. The full and complete debate doesn't happen if you've got people shouting at each other or being abusive of each other. It is an issue of respect. The chairman has an obligation for the running of the meeting to make sure that everybody respects everybody else's participation. You've seen good governance. I provided it for 15 years.
Thank you.
Same thing as Gary and Paul's. You want to talk about the future, not the past. But right now, what we don't have going on is actually the leadership, and that's why we have to change it. We have to. If you watch the council meetings, I don't go down there because I get too frustrated, so I just watch them at home every other Monday night kind of idea, throw things. It's my TV, so I can throw them at it. To say, come on, you guys, we can't be doing this if you're running the biggest business in Nanaimo. You've got to get along. And again, get along with senior staff. The senior staff there, but the problem we've got right now is not necessarily senior staff problem, is your organizational chart is upside down. It's Ted Swaby, his guys, the mayor, and council. It is supposed to be the mayor with their council, then Ted, and then everyone else from down. And that's what that's
Thank you. I will agree with Roger, Bill McKay. The job of mayor is the most important job in the city. You're the CEO of a corporation. You have to take that responsibility on, and you have to understand it. I'm not afraid of it. The next thing is interacting with you. That's very, very important. You have to understand that you need to consult with your people first before you make decisions, and then tell them what you've done. That has to stop. As far as senior staff is concerned, if we don't give them the direction to go in and the vision, then they're going to do it on their own. It's like having a ship with no captain. You have to have a captain. I'm prepared to be that captain. As far as your council is concerned, you need to understand, you over the next couple of months, or probably the next few weeks, if you decide you like what I'm saying and you like my vision, then this is going to be your responsibility. You need to elect a council full of people who share your and my vision. Number 15,
I think that good government has to do with good leadership. For me, I don't know anybody. Nobody knows me. I haven't even been bought. My whole campaign is $0. My husband gave me nothing. If I want to win this campaign, I have to give up my shoe budget. And if all else fails, well, I do run a daycare. I'm used to dealing with little children. I can handle it all.